All right, ready to go?
Yep.
Let's go.
U.S. Open.
U.S. Open's here.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Some exciting matches today.
Come on. All right, we got 2 weeks of U.S. Open going on. Absolutely ready for this. Let's get down. Right?
Yep.
Let's go. As always, hello, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be located. Today is August the 26th, and it's, wait a minute, today's August the 27th, isn't it?
27 today.
27th, it is Monday.
Yes.
All right. August the 27th, and it is Monday. I wrote the 26th and Sunday. I was so excited about the U.S. Open, I wasn't even paying attention to what I was writing. It's all good. Today's the 27th. It is Monday, 2018, August the 27th, and the U.S. Open has begun.
What's up with these bugs? They like us.
I don't know. We got love bugs out here.
I don't know that they're love bugs.
It's all good. U.S. Open fans, but they're bugs. They were swarmed with bugs right here.
They weren't even here a second ago.
Oh, they're flies, actually. All right. Here we go. This may go 3 parts. This is, again, it's the top half of the men's and women's draws. There's a lot of matches. We have a lot to talk about. We have user comments. Our user comments, we have fantasy team updates. Carl and I are also going to release our finals picks that we have, and we have the laptop to show you. Again, once the finals picks are put in for the fantasy teams that we do, we have to choose our finalists and then the winners thereof, and the site locks them. So we brought another device so we can show you those. So, you know, we're on par after Halep lost today. Man.
I knew it.
We called it. Kanepi.
Yep.
Got to watch out for Kanepi. I would never want to bet on anyone to actually win something huge if they had to play Kanepi in the first round. We talked about this yesterday, part 2 of the 3-part series yesterday. Watch out for Kanepi, and Kanepi delivered.
Well, it's not just that. I always say Halep, her size is too small. She puts too much energy into her matches, and I thought she had a pretty tough hard-court season. So I didn't really think she was going to do well.
We got love bugs everywhere and flies. What's up with this?
They like us. They weren't here a second ago. Usually I work out down here, and they never come.
Man, look at this. It's ridiculous. All right.
Smack.
As always, thanks so much to all of you. Again, this is something that Carla and I have done for a decade in terms of picking players and following draws, and then we both, again, have grown up doing this in our own rights with our own families and so forth, and it's really, really, really wonderful to share it with you. Sometimes we may agree and sometimes we may disagree, but nonetheless, we live to fight another day, and it's always very professional, and we really enjoy it a lot. So let's go! Really enjoy it. Really enjoy it. Really like it.
Yeah, right now I'm missing a good match. Is Shapovalov?
Yeah, Shapovalov and Felix Auger or Auger, I've heard it pronounced 3 different ways, are playing just now, which is a great match. I like the 18-year-old Felix. I like him. I think Shapovalov wins this, though, but I think in 2 years we'll see it flip-flop. I think we'll start seeing Felix jump up a little bit quicker. At least that's what I see in terms of court conduct, demeanor.
Oh, he's a good player. He love his style.
He has the look. He has the walk. He has the humility. He seems like a really solid young player, and we'll talk about that a little bit as well. Much thanks to all of you. Without you, we don't do this, at least in this context. So thank you very much as always. All right, standing O. Let's go. Come on. It's like what Murray did when he beat Duckworth today. He was like, whoa. I'm like, come on, Murray. We got to do a little bit better than that, bro.
By the way, Venus lost her second set.
Yeah, Kuznetsova and Venus are now in a third set. I think Venus had won the first set like 6-3. I think she was serving for the match at 5-4, and I think she was broken to make it 5-5. Again, we talked about this section being dicey yesterday. We still think Serena will plow, and we thought that by the books, Halep should meet Serena in that section. But we mentioned that with Kanepi there, we didn't want to really mess with Halep. And we're going to release our finals picks, which neither of us picked Halep to make a final this year. We kind of kept that low key. And again, it's simply because she's already mentioned that Halep put so much into this little package. She ran a big time tournament at the French Open. She was strong at Wimbledon. She played pretends in the final at Cincinnati and had a really rough third set. I think she lost that 6-1. She seemed tired. We talked about that about 10 videos ago. About she just looked spent this year, and deservedly so. So we did not pick Halep, but Halep was picked by everyone else, including my two sons as well. Carl and I don't even tell our sons who we pick, and everyone lost. Unfortunately, the ability for the tennis racket. Because everyone lost. Again, Carl and I are still in, the only two in the entire spectrum because of the Halep loss.
Well, even in our Grand Slam fantasy bracket, almost everyone picked Halep.
Yeah, and within our own fantasy team that we do at a site online, I think Carl and I are the only two that did not have Halep going to the final. Well, I think I think Stimpy Boy had Bertens and Sloane Stephens, and they're both still alive. I don't think Bertens has played yet, but Sloane Stephens, I think, is rolling already from today. She's playing today, like now, I think.
I'm looking right now at the matches. I don't see her playing right now.
All right, so anyway, thanks so much to every one of you. And the wind is howling. We had to come underneath the house because the sun was too hot on this side, as sometimes we do, and the wind was too fierce upstairs, so we decided to come to the bottom floor. Where we had the hurricane waters, we had the hurricane video we did, and we were down here, and it was like really deep in the water. So we're underneath. So if we're screaming at times and not, then don't shoot us. But it's because of the wind that is kind of ripping by our face. Let's go. All right, we're gonna dive right in to the thick of things. Is everybody ready?
Yep.
Everybody's ready?
Yep.
Let's go. All right, we have the draws now locked. I know that for about the past week, Carl and I have talked about we are going to tell you who our finalists were and the winners on both the men's and women's side. And we kept it locked for the simple reason that we have fantasy teams that we do online, and a lot of people have done that with us for a decade or more, and we just wanted to kind of keep it down. So she has the iPad to show you our teams, and again, they lock after the first match begins. I only want to show you this because after the Halep loss and everyone else that does this with us picked Halep, we just wanted to reiterate the fact that sometimes from a player's perspective, which we have both been there, not saying anyone has not, but sometimes when the season gets long and the sleep hours get grinded and the nutrition isn't the best and maybe something's hurting, at the U.S. Open time, it gets really, really difficult to project much of anything, and that's why I have doubts about Djokovic. Again, I hope Djokovic wins, but I don't think he will simply because of where his body is, and he can only get better. But I think that the same reason why both of us did not pick Halep, and both of us did not pick Djokovic. I think we picked Djokovic maybe to get to the final, but definitely not to win it, for the same reasons that Halep lost today, and that we mentioned that Kanepi could very well end Halep's run today, and that happened.
I didn't pick Djokovic for my final.
So I didn't pick Djokovic for my final either. And we're both still alive, so on both the men's and women's side. So some props for that because we're still here. We're still here.
My kids were so angry. I was like, I told you guys, Halep was not gonna make it. I had a feeling that she would lose either first round or Serena. I figured Serena would definitely take her out.
Yeah, we both, and we discussed this yesterday in part 2. We both thought that Serena would beat Halep. And yesterday in part 2, we also discussed that we thought that Kanepi had a very good chance, if not would beat Halep today, and that happened.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to jump right into that. So she's going to show you and see if you can see it in the camera. Start with your fantasy.
Okay, I'll say it and then I'll bring it up there.
Okay.
And then you tell me if you can see it.
Okay, so Carla's finalist for this tournament. She has Sharapova meeting Serena in the final with Serena winning.
Yeah. I've got Halep, Stevens, Kerber, Kasatkina, Keys, Williams, Sharapova, and Georgie in my team. But I have Williams and Sharapova with Serena winning the U.S. Open.
The fantasy team, though, I don't think anyone there knows about it because no one actually joined it. Everyone in our fantasy team we are seeing again, and there's no one new. Mm-hmm. So leave out the fantasy team because this was about the racket.
I got you. Yeah.
Let's just say the finalist on the men's and
mine
women's
is
side.
Serena Williams and Sharapova with Serena winning it.
And then she had Nadal and Cilic on the men's side with Nadal winning. So she has Serena and Sharapova and Nadal and Cilic with Serena and Nadal both winning. She's still alive. Mine. Here we go.
Do you want me to show mine?
Yeah, you can just put it up to the screen so you know she didn't change it.
I don't know what the camera is.
Flies are awful. Tilt it forward. All right, so you can see right here where she has Serena and Sharapova with Serena winning it, and then I'll click men's singles. And then you can see where she had Nadal Cilic with Nadal winning. Perfect. All right. So next we're going to go to my picks. My picks, I have, and again, I will tell you my whole fantasy team, but it really is irrelevant because I didn't see any new members. We've had about the same 10 or so with the scattering of, say, 20 more that come and go for the past decade, and I didn't see anybody new. But I picked Serena and Kvitova in the final with Serena winning. My men's final is Nadal and Federer with Federer winning. Okay? So we're going to show you that. Okay, so you can see Nadal playing Federer here with Federer winning. The above is my fantasy team. If you can pause it, you can look at it. On the women's side, you can see where I have Kvitova and Serena with Serena winning. And you can pause it if you want to look at the rest of the fantasy team. All right. So Carl and I are still alive on both men's and women's section. I hope I get a new racket out of this piece. Let's go! Let's go! All right. Let's go.
I'm happy. So far, I haven't lost anybody, but tonight you have Nadal, Federer playing Potro against Young, and you have Wawrinka playing I don't know who. And,
Wins ripping.
And then Serena's playing somebody, I don't know who.
Yeah, now we did have Halep on our fantasy teams, but not as finalists. We had Halep because we knew everyone else would pick Halep. So we took her just in case something happened, but we both had Serena beating her anyway. So Halep was just a way to ensure that we didn't get under anybody too far if Halep actually had won. But again, we really projected Kanepi would win, and we really projected that Serena would go through Halep no matter what in the third or fourth round. All right. The next person that I had the picks in was Jonathan, my oldest son. He had Halep Kerber final and Nadal Djokovic. Obviously, Halep's out, so he's out, but he still has Nadal Djokovic with Djokovic winning in the final. My other son, Chris, had Halep and Kvitova. He's out because he lost Halep. He has Djokovic and Del Potro in the final with Djokovic winning. So he's still alive.
Well, I just lost my first player.
Who?
Query.
Sam Query just lost, and she has Query. Let's go!
I just lost my first
That
player.
means I'm up on you. That
And
means
Shapovalov's about to go down 4-1.
let's go! So Felix Auger-Aliassime is doing big thing. Let's go! Felix is my number one projection for about 2 years down the road, maybe 3, kind of a Federer-esque young man. And Query, she has on her fantasy team, and I told her not to do it. And that means I'm up 1 on her. Let's go! Let's go! It's all I roll! Come on! Come on! Let's go! No friends this week. Nothing for her. She got nothing. Let's go! Come on!
Damn.
Come on!
Ouch.
Stimpy Boy has Dimitrov, Djokovic. Ugh! Unforced error on Dimitrov. And then he has Stevens and Bertens, who are still trucking. Stevens is rolling.
Stevens is playing right now, winning.
Yeah, and then I think Bertens plays tomorrow, maybe. You're still in for the accessories, though. Remember, you don't have to hit both. Again, if you just hit one, the men's final or women's final, then again, I'll send you a set of strings, some balls, maybe a couple cans of tennis balls, or some overgrips, or something along those lines. All right? Rahesh comes in next. Never put in a women's pick, Rahesh. What's up, man? You could have just picked anyone. You would have had better luck than those pick Halep, right? And then Nadal, Djokovic with Djokovic winning. Again, out on the rackets, didn't get a women's pick. Much love to you, Rahesh. Let's go.
Actually, Query retired, so that's why he lost.
All right, so Query retired. Nonetheless, L is an L, so Query got an L. That means lost. Okay? He played, he lost. Let's go. That means I'm up. That means I'm up on the whole family right now. That means I'm in first place, she's in second, Jonathan third, and Christopher in fourth. Let's go. That's how I get down. That's how I roll. Let's go. Come on. That's how I get down. Everybody knows it in this house. That's how I roll.
Just be quiet.
Come on.
Enough of the let's go and let's go.
Because I'm winning. That's why you're saying that.
You can still lose somebody. Who did you pick as your seeded player?
Monfils. Azarenka. Let's go.
Well, she can lose tonight.
You going to tell me Azarenka's going to lose tonight?
Never know.
And you going to tell me Monfils is going to lose?
I mean, I don't hope they lose.
Come on. Kiyosama. Del Potro and Djokovic playing in the final with Djokovic winning. Still alive. Halep and Sabalenka. Nothing. Anyway, Sabalenka's a great pick, and she is still very much alive for the
She
Del
doesn't play
Potro.
till tomorrow.
The Del Potro and Djokovic. Kia, I love you. Seriously. Mwah. She detected my frustration.
She said, Justin.
Don't get mad. I'm sorry. I really. Kia, I would love to meet you because I think I'll give you a big hug and be like, "What's up, Kia? Come on." That's what I would think. Love Kia. Come on. Let's go, Kia. Let's go. Maybe we can meet in Kenya and chill out for a little while. Let's do it. All right. Stefan Nizovic. Djokovic Nadal final. Djokovic winning with a Halep Kerber final.
Good sound effects today.
Let's go. Keeping my racket. Let's go. Still alive for the accessories though. Wyndham Chia. Djokovic Rafa final with Rafa winning. Good pick here. Halep Kerber final. Let's go.
I think that a lot of people lost money today in Vegas. Do you think?
Sounds familiar
A
to
lot
the
of people lost money.
favoritism going into a tournament. It's always tough, kind of like the horse at the Triple Crown. If he's heavily favored to win the Triple Crown, don't bet on that guy. Don't bet on that guy. Berzy 09. Let's go, Berzy. Federer Nadal final with Federer winning. I have this final. He is the only person that has my final. Federer Nadal final with Federer winning. I got that final. However, I do not have Kerber and Halep playing in the final. Ugh!
You might eat a fly doing that.
Halep is out. Don't worry, Berzy 09. I'm with you on the men's pick. Totally, I have the same thing. Unfortunately, Halep got destroyed by Kanepi. Let's go, Kanepi.
Can you imagine how our coach felt? Hey.
I have the same final, though. Zach A. What's up, Zach A? Let's go. Has Wawrinka and Djokovic final with Wawrinka winning. Wow.
Wawrinka looked good today, except he called the trainer. He was feeling some type of pain. But he looked good. He looks hungry.
Wawrinka destroyed Dimitrov. Worse than Wimbledon.
I felt bad for Dimitrov.
All right, drum roll on his women's final. Boom. Sabalenka playing Halep. Nothing. Sabalenka being the winner. Unfortunately, Halep is out. Still alive for the accessories, though. Let's go. So, ladies and gentlemen, Halep destroyed every applicant's draw today, except Carla and I. That's what I'm talking about. That's how we roll.
Yeah, but Coric just messed me up.
That's how the only person that has any final that is approximating our two is Berzy 09. He has the same final I do with Federer and Nadal, and Federer winning. I think Wyndham Chia had
Nadal and Djokovic.
With
Nadal
winning, and you had Nadal and Cilic. So good for me is that I get to keep my racket until maybe the Australian Open, right? So again, this will be an ongoing thing. Again, I have sent 3 of these rackets out in the past, not too distant past. So it definitely happens. Again, neither one of us really thought that Halep, being as tired as she looked in Cincinnati, giving so much or giving so many signs of fatigue in that third set against Pretends, we thought that she would kind of take her one slam and go back to the drawing board for next year. We discussed that, and anyway, and that's what occurred. So the tennis racket again will be back right up for bidding in terms of the same deal into the Australian Open. So stay tuned, obviously, and we're going to get into ideas that we can come up with to keep us going, doing this throughout the off season. I think we have some Asian tournaments. I think we have some China or Shanghai, and I think we have, and I may be wrong there. And then we have the ATP World Tour Finals. Not a big fan of that. I don't see the importance of it, but maybe we'll do something with that. The topics, off-season stuff. Give us ideas because we want to keep bringing this type of stuff to you every day. So input after this U.S. Open would be important.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Let us know what we can do. Let's keep it going. We got a little family built here. Let's not put it off, because it's if you go from college to graduate school and you don't go right into it, you take 2 years off. You kind of never go back. So the metaphor is I don't want to go into the finals of this, wake up the next day, okay, there's not much to talk about, so we'll see everybody 2 weeks before the Australian Open. Don't necessarily want to do that. I think before we know it will be there, but you never know what can happen. So let's keep it going. Give us.
Well, there's still a few tournaments. I mean, the tennis season doesn't end.
What kind of time were we at?
We were at 18, so we're probably at 19, almost 20 now. Yeah.
So give us ideas. Again, we're going to keep this going, and we hope that we can figure something out between all of us to keep us going through the Australian Open. So keep the ideas coming. After the U.S. Open, we plan to still bring drama. Let's go. Dimitrov versus Wawrinka today. Dimitrov has now been beaten 2 straight majors in the first round by the same opponent, worse this time than last time. What's next for Dimitrov? I mean, that has to hurt his confidence. That has to hurt his ego. What does Dimitrov do now?
He really needs to rethink if he wants to play tennis. I would start out with a new coach. Sometimes it's good to just start fresh. Think about, what does he want in life? Does he want to be a serious tennis player, or does he want to party? You know, I mean, he has the potential to be a great player, but his time is passing him by. I mean, he's getting close to his late 30s. I mean, his late 30s, his 30s. I mean, it's time for him to do something now. If I were him, I would forget this season, start training now with a new coach, and maybe have a different game plan.
A long time ago, well, let's say about 8 or 9 years ago, I told Carlo that Dimitrov could be the next #1 in the world, and I saw him get to what did he get, 4 or 5 in the world at one point, to about where he is now, and I never saw anything get better, and for me, it's been marginally worse. Every time I see him play, at this point, I wish the best for Dimitrov, but the only thing I have to say about this loss for Dimitrov is, man, Stimpy, man, that's gotta hurt to lose Dimitrov like that. You know what I mean?
That was a huge risk.
Go.
I know you kept saying, well, Dimitrov could beat him. I watched Wawrinka play the last hardcore season, and I said, this guy is just getting better and better as he plays each tournament.
Yeah.
And he looks hungry. He's coming back from a tough injury. A knee injury is tough. There's no way this guy's going to lose in the first round.
I was totally petrified of that section. Therefore, I didn't even look at Wawrinka.
I picked him.
She picked Wawrinka, which that was a great pick. So she got points today.
Extra points because
he's unseeded. I was too petrified. I thought Dimitrov would at least play him better than he did at Wimbledon and make it closer, and therefore make Raonic more of a favorite, I think, when he meets one of 2 of them. But Wawrinka went right through Dimitrov.
Even when he got broken in the third set.
Yeah, he got broken in the third. Dimitrov was serving for the third set, and unfortunately he was broken right back.
And broke his racket.
And then he broke his racket over his knee. I wish I could have that racket, Dimitrov. Wish I could go back in time, stop that moment, and before you snapped the racket on the court and then broke it over your knee, I wish I could have said, hey, man, I could really use that racket. My kids can use that. You say that racket, don't break it. Send it to me, like, real quick.
Justin, the reality is that most of these tennis players, when you start messing around with people that are in the entertainment industry, your tennis seems to go down. I'm not saying they're a curse, but you can do that after you're done with your tennis career. You know, any athlete in the world, first they have to work hard, and then you get to play. And he's got it opposite.
Stimpy, sorry about that, bro. Sorry about the loss. It was risky. We talked about it was risky. I hate to see Dimitrov lose 2 first rounds in a row at 2 separate majors. He's a good player, but I think that maybe Dimitrov needs to go back to the drawing board, or maybe fall back into something else.
By the way, Coric just won his match.
Let's go, Borna Coric. Let's go. Love Coric. Coric is a big prospect for me. Borna Coric, I thought, could do really good even a couple of years ago. So thank you for the information.
Chardy too. He just beat Rublev.
Chardy beat Rublev?
Yeah.
I thought Rublev would win that match, but hey, Chardy's a veteran. Good for Chardy.
1-4.
Good for Chardy. Let's go, Chardy. Let's go. Veteran Frenchman. Let's go. All right. So, we wish the best for Dimitrov. We're going to go ahead and jump right into viewer comments from yesterday. And again, how we get these comments is we go back to our previous day's shows. Generally 2 parts, but yesterday went 3 or 2 and a quarter. Today I think it's going to go 3 because of the U.S. Open and all the matches we're going to just roll off. But viewer comments are always, for me, the most important. So we're going to jump right into viewer comments. Carla's going to read all comments, the topics, not the replies within, but the headings from yesterday's 3-part shows, and she's going to start that now. Let's go.
First comment of the day was the look.
Let's go look.
I like your balcony. First, about Roger. He won 5 times in a row between 2004 and 2008.
Big time.
Wow.
That gives Roger the best statistics. We were talking about U.S. Open. Who went in what years? I think Djokovic went in like 6 years but won 2, and Rafa went in like 4 years and won 2 or 3. I forget. I don't want to get into
Djokovic
stats.
won 2. Somebody correct me. 2. Nadal 3, and he's got 5. Federer.
So Federer won 5 straight. I think it was 2006, 7,
he said
8,
2004
9,
to 2008.
2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then faced Djokovic in 1, I think, and lost. Then faced Del Potro in 1, then lost. And
That's impressive.
yeah.
Let me finish.
Let's go.
That's 10 years ago. He's 37 and lacks fitness. I do respect him. He's the only greatest. He's one of the greatest, but he has no power left in him. About Kyrgios, Novak was injured at the time, but he decided to play. That was in Acapulco. The problem was Novak didn't want to make surgery. He thought he could make it without. He was in pain all the time, but in Wimbledon 2017, he decided to stop his match against Berdych. After that, he didn't play until 2018. He was trying desperately to avoid surgery. After surgery, he was so hungry, but needed time. That's why Agassi split with him. Agassi said Novak wasn't ready. He was losing in the first round of IW in Miami. That's why I was saying that Novak wasn't Novak against Kyrgios. Just like against wildcard Easterming in Australian Open, or Taro Daniel was number 127. I picked Novak to win, and ladies, Stevens. Let's go.
It's a great comment.
It's a great comment. I mean, yeah, I remember Djokovic being injured, and he didn't want the surgery. I remember that, and he wasn't quite playing like he usually plays. So yeah, I can see why he said that. Why Kyrgios would have beat him.
Yeah,
but I still think Kyrgios could beat him if he had his head, screwed in right.
Let's be real. Kyrgios can beat anyone if he can stay cool, but it's a really shot in the dark to think that he's actually going to stay cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, great comment.
Next comment, Wayne M. Chia says, it seems that amongst players and experts, more are picking Nadal. It's the bookmakers who are picking Djokovic.
Yeah. This is what I personally have been talking about for a couple of weeks now. And not that I'm some betting pro. I mean, I've been around it, and I kind of have gotten into the study of how people bet on football. I don't bet on it, obviously, but I have followed the trends for a long time, and it interests me how these guys come up with this stuff and how do they figure out the favorites. It's a really deep science in a way, and I have an admiration for those that create this. But there's an old saying that the house always wins, and the heavy favorite for so long generally doesn't win. And again, sometimes they do, but because of all this, it makes me wonder if Djokovic is going to win this, and I think he should. But again, I think he has the most pressure. And now that these books have started to even out, because I'm not the only one that thinks this, any person that has been schooled a little bit, and dumb me just a very little bit, and how the house wins, and how the odds are made, and how the odds sharks, and how the betting people do this, they are the ones that set this and have these big pyramids in Vegas for a reason. They don't have shacks for a reason. So when these favorites are hit so hard for so long, 8 times out of 10 they don't win, but hey, sometimes 2 times out of 10 you win the lottery. But generally they don't win.
Right.
So this is why, again, I kind of steered away from Djokovic for this tournament. Again, I like Djokovic, but I steered away from him here because of all the hype going in his way, which usually means people are going to put money there, which usually means that person doesn't win historically. The majority of the time. Bell-shaped curve, in the middle 70-80% of the time. There's some outliers, but the bell-shaped curve, I think, is there.
All right, next comment. Rajesh Kumar says, Carla, can't stop laughing at. Let's go. Go. Ha ha ha. Just cracks me up. I think it's hilarious. Wayne M. Chia says, Djokovic has 2 U.S. Opens. Rafa 3. Federer has 5, all before 2009. Thank you, Wayne M. Chia, for correcting me. I didn't remember the exact number of U.S. Opens.
Good fact check.
So this is Djokovic's least, besides the French Open, successful Grand Slam. Okay. So it makes me feel better about my picks. No Query and Monfils for me. Tsitsipras has a better chance. Well, Query lost.
Query just lost.
That, yeah.
Now, I have Monfils, so I hope Monfils wins. Let's go, Monfils. Let's go. I think Monfils can make a semi. I think Monfils can make a fourth round or a quarter.
All right, Kia Sama says, Justin, breathe. Ha, looks like I struck a nerve with my comment of Father Time. Seems stuck in your mind. I hear you and Carla, and like I said, I'll be ready to eat my crow if I should be proven wrong. Until then, my statement and belief still stands. Won't harp anymore on the topic, but look forward to the beginning of the tournament. Pity, I'm currently in a different time zone where sitting up 1 or 2 in the morning to catch up matches ain't gonna happen. Thanks for a great rundown on the draw and sharing your picks and who's going through each round.
Real quick, and I gotta go to part 2, right? Is that the end of her comment?
Almost done.
Go.
Last but not least, do not apologize for being a fan of one particular players. You both try to keep things objective. That's a rarity in most of these tennis channels out there, so keep up the good work.
First of all, much love to you, Kia. You're like fan number 1 with Rajesh. I mean, like, big time. Much love to Kia and Rajesh and everyone else, but these two are like always like right there, like boom, 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 boom. Anyway, I guess you could say I got a little bent out of shape in a way.
You think?
Just a little bit, and not because I guess for me, I had been withholding back for so long that you can't count Roger out, and I just finally said it. So I'm sorry for that, and much love for sure. A great comment as always.
I'm very respectful.
Yeah, and very respectful.
Because we had one commenter that said something, I had to delete him.
Bravo. Again, so professionally said. Again, we get a lot of expletives at times, and we just delete those or report them. Again, we have high school students that we train, and they follow this, and there's kids and so forth. So there's nothing wrong with professionally done destruction. Thank you, Kia. So we love you for that. Number 2, she said she would eat crow if what, Djokovic didn't win the tournament?
Yeah.
So Kia, by the way, let me see how much time I have. All right, about 30 seconds. Kia said she would eat crow, correct me if I'm wrong, if Djokovic did not win this U.S. Open. Kia, I need to get this address, wherever you'll be venturing to, because if Djokovic does not win, I'm going to find some crow. Somehow, some way. If I have to order it online, I'm going to get some crow. I'm going to cook this crow, I'll vacuum seal it, and I'm going to send you this crow. And you are going to film you eating this crow. All right? So if Djokovic does not win, prepare your taste buds for crow. Let's go, Kia. You're going to eat crow. Let's go. Let's go. Eat crow. Let's go. And you can't bail on it because you said it. So everyone watching, if Djokovic does not win the U.S. Open, we are going to watch Kia eat crow. I'm serious. She thinks I'm playing. Kia, you're going to eat crow if Djokovic doesn't win. Let's go, crow.
See you in a bit.
Part 2 coming up.